Hey, how's it going, guys? So we're back with another Fallout lore video. If you're new channel, welcome. So we're going to be checking out another video by Echo, and this one is called Every Single Robot in Fallout Explained. Now, if you guys, well, I don't want to say you guys because you guys are more experts than me, but what I always see in the Fallout universe is a lot of machines, like robots. I forgot what that butler robot is called, and on top of that, it would make sense because in a radiated wasteland, it would be a huge disadvantage to like biological, like organic beings like us, humans, mutants, because we're more exposed to radiation, and it'll be harder to like sustain ourselves because less food and water. But robots, they just need a power source. Now, what I remember is that there were those like machines that like fought with the Brotherhood in that like Soda's Fallout video, and there were just like several machines located here and there. And also from what I saw in the thumbnail, Liberty Prime. Can't forget Liberty Prime. That man, that thing is huge. Throws tactical nukes like a football and can cause a huge amount of damage. So I'm really excited to see every single robot in Fallout explained. But there's a Liberty Prime and just a few bots that I've seen like in several clips here and there is the limit of my knowledge. So without anything else, let's just jump right into it.
The monsters, marauders, and misfits that infest the world of Fallout are a varied bunch. Brutish super mutants, irradiated animals, savage raiders, and everything in between can make scratching out a living an absolute hell in the wasteland. But alongside these meaty monstrosities come another type of foe, or even potential friends, the robots of the wastes. Stumbling, clanking, and sparking out of the ruins of the old world, robots in the world of Fallout are a stark reminder of the power, influence, and technological genius of the world before the bombs dropped. Still functioning after hundreds of years, the wildly varied legions of ancient machines still grind along, fulfilling their centuries-old programming. From humble service robots to the towering weapons of war that send even the foolhardy survivors running for the hills, these are every single type of robot that appears in Fallout.
The robots featured in both 2004's Brotherhood of Steel and 2001's Fallout Tactics won't be making an appearance, as both entries are no longer canon. Really? Die-hard fans of the Calculator's robotic army will just have to make do without it. Yeah, I heard about the Calculator. It was like located, if I remember, in Chicago, and it was like some sort of rogue AI or something like that. But that's as much as I know. If you guys have any more like facts about the Calculator, please put down in the comments below, or just like anything in robots in general.
Number 1. iBots and floating iBots.
So iBots. Yeah, I did see this. We just saw it. I think it's like some sort of reconnaissance bot, if I remember. Not if I remember, if I can guess correctly, but it was in Fallout 1, 2, 3, New Vegas, 4, and 76.
Perhaps the humblest of all the offerings from the pre-war tech giant Robco Industries, the iBot is a staple of the wasteland. Manufactured in huge numbers before the war, the floating, squawking machines can still be found across the ruins of the United States. Mounting a huge speaker and a bristling array of sensors, antennae, and other detectors, the round, space probe-like robot was designed to give pre-war citizens a way to have their radios with them on the go. Incidentally, their flight, advanced sensors, and facial detection software made them excellent spy and recon and guard drones for the shadier operators. In the wasteland, iBots are usually encountered wandering aimlessly or along pre-planned routes, repeating advertisements or playing snippets of local radio broadcasts. More creative and tech-savvy factions, however, are able to reprogram the little machines, turning them into valuable couriers, messengers, and propaganda loudspeakers. If someone finds themselves on the wrong end of an iBot, they have no real cause for alarm, armed with only a low-powered, stinging laser to discourage vandalism. Any motivated wastelander after their salvage or looking to get past them wouldn't have much trouble. And destroyed iBots are almost as common a sight as those still floating. Number 2. Liberators. Slightly more dangerous than the iBots, the Liberators of Appalachia were originally a plot by the pre-war Chinese government to deploy cheap, autonomous drones across the United States in preparation for a potential invasion. Needless to say, this plan never came to pass, snuffed out with the rest of the world when the bombs dropped in the year 2077. Built in a hidden autonomous factory beneath a food processing plant, these tiny robots finally saw use when the Appalachian Enclave reactivated the factory in an attempt to gain access to the region's remaining nuclear arsenal. Spitting
Oh,
out tinny
okay.
patriotic slogans and scrambling about on spindly legs, the Liberators aren't particularly dangerous unless one encounters a swarm. In groups, their puny lasers and spinning, slicing blades can be deadly and can overwhelm even experienced wanderers.
Oh, okay.
This is even more troubling when one considers the fact that, unlike the iBots, the Liberators are programmed to kill anyone who isn't a loyal Chinese citizen, which are in rather short supply following the war. Thankfully, the Liberators are limited to Appalachia and the range of their factory, as the wasteland doesn't need another pest harassing their settlements, much less a loud, mad, and metallic one. Number 3.
By the way, I never played Fallout 76, so whatever comes out of that game, I do not know. Now, this one looks familiar.
Protectrons.
Protectrons, yeah. So Fallout 3, New Vegas 4, 76. I think I saw one in New Vegas, if I remember correctly, but I never saw in 4 because I didn't get that far.
The Protectrons are a class of Robco robots that were designed to be the perfect laborer. Office workers and cashiers, construction workers,
There's a police version, there's a construction version, do not open during operation, first aid, a medical one, and the one on the right, I think I'm blocking it, the firefighters.
paramedics and nurses, and even firefighters and police officers. The Protectron could do it all. A clumsy machine, the bulky, angular frame of the average Protectron speaks to its corner-cutting construction, looking more like a waddling refrigerator than an advanced piece of tech. Nevertheless, Protectrons were selling like hotcakes pre-war, and layoffs soon followed wherever they were introduced, since, after all, a robot never needs to be paid and won't even think about unionizing. Powered by powerful fission batteries or nestled in charging ports, many Protectrons still roam the wasteland, either deep in the heart of old, crumbling pre-war factories and office parks, or repurposed by the new denizens of the wastes. Due to their simple design, they're easily reprogrammed and reactivated, leading to them being one of the most common robots seen in towns and settlements across both the east and west coasts, from shopkeepers, chefs, and even sheriffs to more exotic professions.
Operation complete. Thank you for your business.
As
Interesting.
service robots, Protectrons aren't overly threatening. Coding errors and damage have left many hostile and keen to enter battle with whatever tools they were equipped with for their previous jobs. This could include nail guns, medical defibrillators, water cannons, and heavy loading arms. Unlike the previous robots on this list, the Protectron stands at the same height as your average Wastelander, making them a good deal more durable, and although slow, their hydraulic grip can easily break the bones or wring the neck of an unwary scavenger or raider. Likewise, their thick, blocky frames can be difficult for low-caliber firearms or melee weapons to pierce, making the humble Protectron a great asset or surprisingly competent enemy for the ill-informed. Number 4, Mr. Handy.
Ah, here we go. Mr. Handy. Yeah, I saw this in the TV show, and he's with you at the beginning of Fallout 4.
Originally designed by the General Atomics Corporation, the Mr. Handy line of robots are an advanced, durable, long-lasting service, repair, and maintenance platform. One of the earlier mass-produced robots pre-war, they were common amongst government agencies, corporate buyers, and private citizens alike, especially after their Robco hardware upgrade a few years before the bombs fell. There are 2 models seen in Fallout, the earlier base version seen in the first and second entries, and the Robco collaboration, which took over for the rest of the series. The first model is larger and chunkier, a floating metal barrel sporting a huge number of arms, each mounted with an array of tools. The second is smaller and sleeker, with only 3 arms, 3 eyes, and a rocket thruster to keep it aloft, all housed in a simple chrome shell. Another key advancement with the Robco model was its more advanced processor, enabling it to perform a wider variety of tasks including housework, nursing, education, and other domestic or professional duties. This advanced processor also resulted in Handys having significantly more personality than their Silicon brethren, with many surviving units having almost human-like thoughts and emotions, making them welcome companions for more open-minded humans. One such model was the Mr. Handy owned by Fallout 4's sole survivor, Codsworth. Tending to his family home hundreds of years after the bombs fell, he had plenty of time to develop a deeper personality and jumped at the opportunity to see the new world at his old master's side. A notable variation of this advanced Mr. Handy was the one commissioned by the US Army, the Mr. Gutsy. Unlike the base models, which only had basic tools like cutting implements and claws, this militarized version was heavily armored and sported a plasma rifle, buzzsaw, and flamethrower. All types of Mr. Handys still roam the wasteland, a testament to their sturdy construction and precise maintenance. They are extremely valuable if reprogrammed, being able to repair damaged machinery and restore other broken robots, while requiring very little attention themselves. When hostile, however, they can be quite threatening, especially the aggressive Gutsy models, attacking from great range with devastating energy weaponry and deflecting stray shots with their toughened exterior.
Nice.
Number 5.
And if I remember correctly, Mr. Handy requires a fusion core to operate for a very, very long time.
RoboBrains.
Okay, RoboBrains. Fallout 1, 2, 3, New Vegas, 4, and 76. But I don't think I've ever seen this one. So, RoboBrains may be a bit new to me.
An unusual sight, the RoboBrains are what they say on the tin, a human brain in a robotic shell. Manufactured by General Atomics, RoboBrains are a completely mechanical body that houses a living human brain that acts as its processor, nestled in a preservative, biomed gel. Far from being some sort of cyborg or human with a robot body, the brain acts only as hardware, having been completely erased of any personality and free will by the brutal process of their creation. Intelligent prisoners of war, executed criminals, or anyone General Atomics could quietly abduct were debrained and subjected to chemical and sensory mind wipes that obliterated their awareness, ironically reducing them to mindless hardware. The advantage of such a ghoulish process is made clear when one sees a RoboBrain in action, especially those models shipped to the West Coast. Though somewhat goofy to look at, appearing to be little more than an armored trash can with a reinforced glass dome, their snake-like manipulators are impressively dexterous. They use this dexterity and their brain-enhanced systems to wield and fire all manner of small arms with terrifying accuracy, capable of laying down withering automatic fire while resisting return shots to their stout chassis. East Coast variants are less heavily armored, but still wield powerful built-in laser rifles that certainly aren't to be sniffed at. Disturbingly, some RoboBrains have even begun to develop new personalities after their creation, which are almost always violently psychotic, likely due to the horrifying process they underwent being transferred to their new home. Yet, more Housebrains didn't have their minds wiped, such as the small group occupying the isolated Vault 118, still going about their obsessive routines, unable to let go of their former lives, slowly sinking into madness. Even more cruel than the RoboBrains of Vault 118, the overseer of the vault that held the cryogenically frozen leadership of Vault-Tec, Number 31, was placed in a prototype version of the chassis, sliding around the floor on stubby wheels and lacking any sort of
Bud
arms
Atkins.
or other manipulators. The Robo-Roomba that was once Bud Askins led a truly miserable
Askins,
half-life
not
patrolling his
Atkins.
silent
My
vault
bad.
before being helplessly pinned by a fallen broom. It seems that death and suffering follow the RoboBrains wherever they roam, both dealt by their own sinister claws or brought on by the inevitable decay of their own central processors. Number 6. RoboDogs.
Oh yeah, I saw RoboDogs in clips. So it's in Fallout 2 in New Vegas, but I never saw it in New Vegas. Like I said, I didn't get that far in the game. But RoboDogs, man, it looks like it's just a German Shepherd or Belgian Malinois with his brain exposed.
Compared to their once human counterparts, RoboDogs got the long end of the stick. A product of Enclave tampering, they're similar in make to RoboBrains, while maintaining much more of their original flesh and blood. Additionally, no traumatic reconditioning is required, leaving them much more controllable and docile when compared to their insane cousins, able to act as both loyal companions and, of course, guard dogs. The process of artificial enhancement could also leave a modified dog much more intelligent, with some even being capable of speech. One such cyberdog, K9, became so intelligent that he turned on his Enclave masters after seeing their grim and terrible work, becoming a
Damn.
potential companion to the Chosen One in Fallout 2. A less intelligent but equally lovable RoboDog companion can be found in the possession of a New Vegas gang known as the Kings named Rex, whose brain is finally beginning to fail, showing that even RoboDogs aren't immune to the madness that takes over preserved brains. More cyberdogs patrol the super science compound of Big Mountain in the events of New Vegas, revealing that pre-war models were being shipped out to police departments across the nation before the bombs fell, putting their keen senses and hydraulic bite to good use. Apparently, this level
Really?
of cybernetic augmentation wasn't enough for the mad scientists at Big Mountain, who ended up stripping away all the organic parts of the beast, creating the devastating K9000 Cyberdog gun, a machine gun that fires magnum rounds at, frankly, ridiculous rates. Number 7. Assaultrons.
Assaultrons. I think I've seen this thing like maybe once or twice, but I just did not know what it was called.
Another Robco design, Assaultrons were the first robots the company produced that were tailor-made for frontline, independent combat. Quick, deadly, and well-armed, they were more than a match for the pre-war soldier and were liable to make mincemeat of unwary wastelanders. Far from the lumbering gait of the Protectron, Assaultrons sprint into battle on long and limber legs, before tearing apart their hapless victims with sickening ease. The claws of an Assaultron are far from the only thing to fear, as more distant targets may fall prey to the high-intensity laser mounted in their heads, which can reduce even a combat-armored raider or caravaneer to ash in an instant. Mercifully rare in the wasteland, Assaultrons are a formidable foe. difficult to destroy and difficult to survive. Even if they're knocked out of commission, they may still drag themselves toward the enemy in a last-ditch attempt to kill them with their own self-destruct blast. Found prowling broken-down facilities and abandoned military bases, most reside far from population centers. It isn't unheard of, however, for reprogrammed Assaultrons to be used for guard duty and other purposes in major settlements, their intimidating presence ensuring a safe and civil society. Number 8.
Dude, that's crazy. Like, I didn't think that they were that formidable, just because the fact that they have like really great close range and long range capabilities, amazing. Securitrons, yep, seen this many times, but it says only Fallout 76. Really? I mean, I've seen something like this in New Vegas, like the clips a lot, because Mr. House, if I remember correctly, Mr. House has them like patrolling New Vegas. Or is this just a typo, or is this just another version of Securitrons that I don't know? We'll see.
Securitrons. Unlike Robco's other automaton offerings, the Securitrons of New Vegas were not a standard production model. They were not contracted to the government, nor were they sold to private citizens. Instead, these security robots were designed to be the private army of Robco's brilliant founder, Robert House.
Yeah.
Top-heavy and ungainly, the bulking shoulders and long, snaking arms of a Securitron are balanced on a single unicycle-like wheel, lending them a strange and unique appearance, along with an unexpectedly high top speed. They're also packed with the finest weaponry Robco could design, sporting submachine guns, Gatling lasers, grenades, and missile launchers. If damaged, they sport advanced repair routines, enabling them to bounce back from attacks and self-maintain for hundreds of years. Only a few dozen models were on the strip before the bombs dropped, but hundreds more remained dormant in a bunker under the nearby fortification hill, awaiting their creator's command. Unfortunately, not all of these systems could initially be put to use, as the Great War halted the delivery of the operating system that would finally allow them to use all the hardware at their command. Hundreds of years later, Mr. House finally found the OS, etched on a platinum poker chip, and had it delivered to the Strip by Courier 6, kicking off the events of Fallout New Vegas. Based on the Courier's choices, the Securitrons of the New Vegas Strip could be upgraded to their final form, realizing their master's dream of an independent Vegas, or sabotaged, leading to House's ruin. Unlike most of the other robots on this list, Securitrons are not broken, rampant, or reprogrammed, but instead are fully operational servants of one man, enforcing his will across New Vegas and the Mojave Wasteland beyond. They act as police, agents, and silicon-circuited scouts. The average Wastelander has nothing to fear from these top-of-the-line automatons, but should they provoke House's wrath, there are few finer candidates to carry out his bloody work. Number 9. Sentry Bots.
Yeah, so I think that may be a typo, not 76. Fallout New Vegas. But one thing I just want to mention is what was mentioned back here about the, well, I mean, I can't get it, but the Platinum ship. I do remember, I didn't get that far, like I said. I do remember like in a clip that the Platinum chip was like very, very essential. And now I see why. So I thought it was just like you could cash it in for like a lot of bottle caps or something like that because it's Platinum. But now it's determines whether like you're able to, you can either help House and have him become like something so much stronger and able to like not just rule New Vegas potentially, but also like the Mojave Desert, or you could just like ruin his entire plan and he could crumble from someone who was like a very powerful and elevated status all the way to nothing. So that tiny little chip, you can determine whether he will become powerful or not. But I have a question. Can you take over the Securitrons in New Vegas? I mean, it's not a spoiler. I'm legit asking because if I do play the game again, maybe it's just a route that I'll be considering. But please let me know in the comments below. I really would appreciate it. Now, Sentry Bots. Here, let me play just forward a little bit more. Okay, Sentry Bots. Here are the bots that I saw in this Fallout video from Sodas. So Fallout 1, 2, 3, New Vegas, and 4. I remember seeing them along with the Brotherhood of Steel, the Paladins, and the Knights. And you guys did answer my question that they're called Sentry Bots. But when the first time I saw this, I was like, dude, these things look like walking tanks.
A mainstay of the United States military since at least 2063, the Sentry Bot is a sluggish, hulking beast of a robot without a hint of subtlety or intelligence. When compared to other Robco combat offerings like the Assaultron, the Sentry Bot is a blunt object, imprecise but crushingly effective. Towering over any human and making even super mutants look puny, its huge chassis totes a drum-fed, high-caliber minigun and a magazine-fed rocket launcher, capable of tearing through whole ranks of enemies with calculated brutality. Their armor is a thick steel composite, impenetrable to all but the heaviest weaponry, and their omnidirectional tripod wheels can close the distance on a fleeing target with a speed that belies their size. Too unintelligent
Whoa,
to
that's
operate
fast.
alone like their smaller Assaultron cousins, Sentry bots are subjected to simple routines, following a group, patrolling an area, or standing guard at important locations. Any locations still left unlooted by the time of the later Fallout entries are likely either swamped with deadly radiation or watched over by these foreboding metal behemoths. So great is their might, they require fusion cores to function, the same miracle power source used by the iconic power armor of the Brotherhood of Steel fame. Those with the resources to bend these robots to their will are powerful indeed, as having a sentry bot on side would ensure military superiority against all but the most bitter rivals. Unless you have a rocket launcher on hand, these silent metal giants are best left alone.
Wait, so you can reprogram them to fight for you in Fallout 4? Dude, that is amazing. Looks like honorable mentions now.
Before we reveal the final robot in the list, it's only fair to give a rundown of a few honorable mentions that didn't make the
Whoa,
cut for one reason or
it's like a
another.
scorpion.
Maybe they're too obscure, maybe they're out of this world, but mostly it's because they appear
out of
only
this
once,
world.
outside of the base entries. The robots of Big Mountain. Isolated from the rest of the Mojave Wasteland, the robots of Big Mountain are a zany bunch, birthed from the minds of deranged scientists kept afloat in their own unique robobrains. Lobotomites, the complete opposite of the RoboBrain concept, sporting a
Lobotomites.
robotic processor in a still living human body, harvested from wastelanders looking to make the mountain's riches their own. Robo-Scorpions, the devious invention of the seemingly sinister Dr. Mobius, armed with EMP weaponry and a deadly, painful pinch. And finally, the Trauma Override Harness, a wearable suit that was designed to walk wounded soldiers back to base only to totally malfunction, turning against their creators, the corpse of their pilot still flopping about within. Zayden drones. A truly out-of-this-world selection, the
Zeta
robots
drones.
of Fallout 3's Mothership Zeta are floating weapons platforms that patrol the halls and facilities of the mothership, blasting anything with more than 3 fingers with extreme prejudice.
More than 3
Institute
fingers.
synths. The synths of the
Oh, the
Institute
synths.
are a strange bunch. The first and second generations are undoubtedly robots, servants and soldiers built by the Institute with no capacity for free will or higher thought. The third, however, the generation around which Fallout 4 revolves, are effectively synthetic humans. They are made out of skin, muscle, and blood, and are practically indistinguishable from the real thing, right down to their own awareness. So while these pre-built people may technically be robots, they're very much treated like their own classification. Number 10, Liberty Prime.
Here it is.
Unlike the other robots in this list, this one wasn't built in a factory. It has no production model, it has no variants, and it has no peers. There is only one of its kind, and its name is Liberty Prime. Designed as a war-winning superweapon through the combined experience of the United States government, Robco, and General Atomics, Liberty Prime embodies the unrestrained military and technological might of the old world. An enormous humanoid weapons platform, it makes even sentry bots look like toys, and possesses an arsenal so devastating it would make a 5-star general weep. It's so ridiculous, so excessive, that it was never even put into use for its intended purpose. Meant to liberate Anchorage, Alaska from Chinese occupation, its absurd power consumption kept it from being deployed. There just wasn't enough power source dense or efficient enough to power it. And so it remained, sleeping beneath the Pentagon in the capital wasteland, until finally being discovered by the East Coast Brotherhood of Steel. Even in its unfinished state, the Brotherhood recognized Prime's potential, building their stronghold around the slumbering asset and putting all their efforts into reactivating it. It was only with the arrival of Dr. Lee and the sole survivor that Prime was finally awoken, with clever workarounds for its power supply finally falling into place. And when the superweapon itself finally stepped into the sunlight, the devastation it wrought was absolute. As technologically advanced as they were, the Brotherhood's foes, the Enclave, stood no chance against the behemoth. Blasting patriotic slogans and stomping through the streets, Liberty Prime is armed with an incredibly powerful eye-mounted laser that can vaporize even power-armored combatants with only the lightest of touches, scything across the battlefield. Any larger targets are swiftly dealt with by its hurled mini-nukes, dishing them out like footballs for anything that proves too tough for its primary armament. And if toughness is the name of the game, Prime is well equipped in that regard as well, being completely impervious to conventional weapons. Even rocket launchers and mini-nukes simply bounce off its gargantuan frame. It's not totally invincible, however, as the Brotherhood quickly discovered. During their war with the Enclave, it was finally destroyed by a barrage of high-yield orbital missiles, proving that only a superweapon is capable of taking down the old world's greatest robot. Even then, by the events of Fallout 4, Liberty Prime was being rebuilt, ready to bring war to the Commonwealth's Institute. A truly terrifying weapon, there's little doubt that Liberty Prime was, and potentially still is, the most dangerous, powerful, and advanced robot in the history of Fallout. And there you have it, every single type of robot in the mainline Fallout series, from humble floating radios to super weapons. They can fulfill any need an enterprising wastelander might have, or prove a canny foe to the ill-prepared. The wonder and power of the old world manifesting into the new. The robots of Fallout remain some of its most iconic and recognizable characters.
Great video as always by Echo, so shout out and credit goes to him. I mean, when it comes to like the robots, if I had to choose one that is my favorite, I'm sorry, I gotta go with Liberty Prime, even though he got taken down. But however, a close second place, I would go with Securitrons, because they're that advanced and they're able to self-repair themselves. So just having a group of those, easy. You can literally rule a town like New Vegas. And third would be Sentry Bots. I know they're big and bulky, but I would still consider them. Or actually, maybe instead of Sentry Bots, I would go with Assaultrons. Yeah, Assaultrons. There you go, Assaultrons. And then I would go with Sentry Bots. So there you guys have it. That was every single robot in Fallout explained. So my question to you guys is, out of every single robot mentioned in here, which one's your favorite, and which one, would you have a ranking as well like me? Like I said, Liberty Prime and all that. Please put it down in the comments below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. And besides that, that's all I got for today, guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video. And also shout out to all my members, subscribers, viewers. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you guys want to be part of my Discord community, the link is in the is in the description below. Over there, we talk about video games, TV shows, movies. We just chat and hang out. So if you guys like to be a part of that, we'd love to have you. And besides that, I'll see you guys next time.